Hello, Taurians. This is your December reading for December 2016, I should say. It's a general and love reading, general insight into the world of Taurus, and some advice, hopefully, that you'll find useful for the month. So at the center of the deck, we've got the beautiful Queen of Rods, crossed by the Six of Coins. The overarching energy for the month is the Devil card. So the lessons to learn this month with the Devil card being the overarching energy is to learn about what trips you up. What are your constant, regular, reoccurring kind of challenges that you always seem to find yourself unable to stop doing, i.e. addictions, cigarettes, alcohol, drugs, if that's your thing, sex. There could be an addiction to being defensive, to being grumpy, to anything really, anything that you do without thinking that usually ends up negatively. you know the things that trip you up is how I see the Devil card. So when we see the Devil card, it's actually a blessing because it's a big warning to say, like, hang on, you're getting too far right or you're getting too far left. You need to find yourself to be more centered. So you could be obsessing about something, or an addiction or some sort of bad habit seems to just be getting the very better of you. This could be old baggage that you tend to carry around with you that you don't want to deal with. So it could be a case of recognizing and owning responsibility for certain habits that you have, and then putting them in their rightful place in your life. With the Queen of Rods, it talks about self-esteem as well and self-worth. The Devil card can rob you of your self-worth. If you constantly fail at quitting a particular habit, or you constantly end up making mistakes because of certain character traits that are maybe not as desirable as others, tend to get the better of you. Or maybe just even sex addictions. The Devil card talks very strongly to that. Capricorn is a very sexual sign. And Capricorn is quite strongly associated with this card. In December, we are actually in the sign of, or the sun will be in the sign of Capricorn throughout the middle of December through to the middle of January at some time. So this energy could apply more to those last few weeks in December and the first couple of weeks in January. That's when maybe these energies will crop up even more so, be even more prominent. So maybe watch out for maybe your behavior during those periods to really see where maybe you're tripping yourself up, because often we're doing it and we don't even realize we're doing it. So maybe this month it could be an opportunity for you to just maybe pay attention and see where maybe you're acting in haste or having knee-jerk reactions to things that aren't serving you. But with the Queen of Rods here at the center, again, yes, as I said, she talks to self-esteem, self-awareness, self-appreciation, and loving yourself ultimately and knowing your value. It is crossed by the Six of Coins, which again talks about value, fairness, justly awarded payment, reciprocity, appreciation. Yeah. So it could be that there's a Queen of Rods in your life that maybe you don't feel is really that giving. You might feel like you're giving more than you're receiving. Or it could be that you could be feeling like you yourself are receiving more from this person than you're giving. This person could be giving way too much themselves. This person could be you know, as a Queen of Rods sometimes does, is kind of push things along, or be pushy, and let you know what she wants. Is quite demanding of things. Maybe makes arrangements for the both of you without maybe consulting you, or you may just feel like she's overextending herself, to the point where you don't. It's bringing an imbalance into the relationship. This could also be you as the Queen of Rods, who maybe feels now that she's receiving. She might feel, you might feel quite good about yourself now, as you might feel for some reason now that you are feeling more balanced. You do feel like the Queen of Rods. You feel very much like you're in control now of what you're willing to give and receive. Because the Queen of Rods does talk about having that certain amount of authority and control in her life and things. Not much is decided without her when it comes to her life. So you could maybe feel like you got your kind of hands on the reins again now, of things, and you're able to create a more just, full, balanced situation for yourself. Could also be an indication of a purely sexual relationship. Queen of Rods is a very sexual card, sexual energy with the rods. Six of Pentacles talks about give and take. You know, you give, I take, I give, you take. And it's that kind of purely friends with benefits situation with a Queen of Rods person. You could be the Queen of Rods, or it could be a Queen of Rods person in your life. Female, fiery energy, Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo in your midst, who you maybe only have a friends with benefits relationship with. At the base of the reading, we've got the Five of Coins and the Hierophant. So it looks to me like there could be a certain level of karma in this relationship. Most definitely. You guys could be in some way supposed to be together at this time. You may feel like you guys are kind of destined to be together, for better or worse. You kind of maybe realize that. It's like for better or worse, like we're going to be together. With the Hierophant card here as well, speaks to, that commitment. Taurus, this is also your card, which represents you. So you yourself could be thinking very much like very grounded in who you are right now in this situation. You may feel like you've got some leverage over the Queen of Rods, because you're in your element here. And although it might not be a particularly happy situation, even in your own mind, you're still fairly comfortable. You may very much like this friends with benefit relationship, even though you know there's a deeper connection there. And that you may also, and the thing is, you're also actually maybe quite committed to this person, but for some reason, it just feels like a casual thing to me. I don't know if maybe it's the Devil card here as well. But let's read through the whole reading. Maybe this commitment is a genuine commitment. Anyway, let's keep reading. So your conscious thoughts, how you're thinking, you've got the Temperance card and the Nine of Pentacles. So you could be feeling like, again, this supports very much so the Six of Coins in terms of balance and bringing balance in. And I think it also speaks to the Devil card, which is about balance, not taking things to extremes. You could be possibly obsessing about the situation with the Devil card here. And it's saying here with the Temperance card, whatever you are finding yourself, or, you know, whatever is making you feel out of balance. The Temperance card here is saying, you know, to take all sides of the situation into account before making any rash decisions, before making any rash moves, before doing anything. You know, if you are going to consider and ponder all aspects, really become that philosopher, I guess, and try and see things objectively as you can. The devil card sometimes trips us up because we're not seeing things objectively enough. We're getting caught up too much in our emotions and habits, rather than remaining or being able to remain objective and make decisions from that point. And then with the 9 of coins here as well, as to clarify this could, again, it talks about an independent woman. The Queen of Rods is also an independent woman. So you may find that you need to have balance with this lady that you're seeing. Or if you are, in fact, a lady watching this video, you could feel that the only way really to gain balance is to have your independence. And it looks like balance is really the theme of this month's reading. It's about finding that sweet spot. And that's what the Temperance card is about as well. It's about finding that sweet spot. It's not about ruling out all the bad. And the Devil card is, you know, it's sometimes seen as the all bad card, you know. But it is a 6 card. So it's telling us actually there's good and bad in everything. And the Temperance card also reminds us of that there is good and bad in everything. It's also an odd number as well. So it's talking about that middle point, you know. If you look at the Temperance card, it's 14. Half of that is 7. To me, it speaks to being, and even furthermore, 14 actually, adding them together, you get 5, which again is an odd number, which talks about finding that middle point, not going from one extreme to the next, but finding that sweet spot, you know, that middle ground where you feel balanced. And I think where you feel balanced, mostly speaking to the women here watching, you're going to feel more balanced finding your independence. Even to the men possibly, you know, it's about finding your independence. But I do feel like when I'm talking to men here, this Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, is more talking about a particular person. And I think it's in relation to this Queen of Rods. So there may be an extreme here with this person. Maybe this person themselves is too extreme for you, or, but then I don't think so, because I think she's actually quite balanced as a person. I think she's achieved quite a lot in her life, and will probably possibly bring balance to the situation if there is balance to be sought for whatever reason. If it's not a woman, it's just the energy for men. Again, it's just about finding your independence, and focusing on work maybe a little bit more to help keep things balanced. Maybe focusing on work will be a great aid to you in finding that balance. But ultimately, once you do achieve it, you would have achieved a great milestone in your relationship or personally, because it is a major arcana. So that's the overarching theme here. Is it's all about balance. There's so many 5s that are popping up as well. So many 5s and 6s in your reading. Here we got 1, 2, 3. 3 6s, 4 6s, 1, 2, 3, 4 5s. So yeah, there's definitely a little bit of chaos here and a bit of balance. So it's like maybe right now the relationship really doesn't have even a title, like that kind of relationship, like friends with benefits thing. There's no title, there's no certainty as to where you're going. It's kind of like, all up in the air. But the Queen of Rods here, maybe she's saying, actually, no, I want balance. I want there to be a fairness here. I want us to know exactly who plays what role and when and how. And with the Devil card here, it looks like maybe you just don't want to have to do that. You want to just, you want your cake and eat it. Maybe. So, you've got the Ace of Swords, with the Page of Pentacles here as your past energy. So you may have had a brand new beginning with this person. Yeah, you could really be thinking to yourself, yeah, I'm making a commitment to this one. This one right here, I'm ready to lay some foundations down. And you could have really come to like a decision, a clarity. Like you yourself decided for yourself that you were going to take this relationship to a level of commitment where you're almost planting your seed and you're now looking to see, what will come of it. So maybe by making this commitment and being more decisive has brought in a level of fairness into your relationship. And also with the Temperance card, again, brought in this level of fairness. Where maybe you still have your independence. The Queen of Rods couldn't live without her independence. So you still have a level of independence, but it's more fair now. And there's also commitment. And you, deep down in your heart, you recognize this person could be a soulmate. And actually, you do kind of deep down, you've made some sort of commitment or settled. Or you feel comfortable. It's just this Devil card is a warning for the whole month to just remain grounded, and I think you are doing a good job of that anyway. The Future card, we've got the Seven of Wands with the Two of Wands. So you may have to be defending your new decision. You may have to be defending your standpoint in this situation. You may have to defend your point, or defend where you're coming from by making a decision, by actually deciding on moving forward with the Queen of Rods, or this Pentacle sign up by the Temperance card. Could very well be an earth sign, an earth and fire element person. So it could be like they got an earth sun, but then a rising fire sign. So like an earth a sun Capricorn, and then like a Sagittarius rising, or the other way around. If you catch my drift. But yeah, it looks like you've made a decision, I think, to kind of start something new with this Queen of Rods. And it may be just a little bit more than, it may not be very much more than friends with benefits, but the intent is there. It may not be showing right now, but it looks like you're making a decision. Or you already have made a decision. Now you're actually actively taking actual steps to support your decision and your convictions about this relationship. Where you see yourself as the Six of Wands and the Ace of Rods. So you see yourself as being quite successful. You feel quite proud of yourself. You feel quite good about yourself. The Queen of Rods, again, does talk about feeling good about yourself. You could really be feeling on top of the world. I think anyone dating a Queen of Rods person probably would feel that way, because she's quite an exciting person. And she knows how to make you feel good. You maybe feel, again, with the Ace of Rods here, I do feel like it's a very sexual relationship. There's a lot of rods popping up here. Yeah, we've got more rods here as we move through the reading. So, and then we've got the Emperor card, which is ruled by Aries. Yeah. So strong sexual attraction is definitely here between you two. And you feel a sense of victory and a brand new start. So if you were hoping for someone to make a decision on something, I think that you finally feel like you've got that, you've received that, and you feel quite excited about the new beginning. You feel actually quite victorious in this decision that you've made, and are starting completely new with a new fresh lease of life. We've then got how people see you, as we said, the Emperor card accompanied by the Five of Swords. So people might see you, as being quite ruthless, which ties us back into the previous story about wanting your cake and eating it. So the Emperor card on its own is not necessarily ruthless unless it needs to be. It's wise, it's patient, it's steadfast, yet it knows exactly when to strike at what time. That's the kind of energy. It's active, aware, and ready, with the accompaniment of spiritual wisdom. It can be very focused energy, which again talks to the Devil card, that very focused, sometimes obsessional energy. The Aries energy, again, is quite an innocent, knee-jerk reaction energy as well. So people might actually see you as being quite controlling. Your partner might see you as being very controlling, and that you will be willing to hurt her or him in order to remain in control of the situation. You maybe really don't want to get hurt, maybe. But either way, there seems to be some sort of balance, and you seem very comfortable in this role of Emperor, with the Hierophant being in your subconscious mind and it being your card. I feel that actually you feel quite comfortable. And I think the Five of Swords is still a slight warning there, because even with the Emperor card on its own comes with a slight warning, because the Emperor card can be ruthless, can be totally masculine, like, it can go over the top sometimes. And then say with the Empress card can become too receptive, like just completely inactive. So yeah, it's just a warning to use your swords wisely, and don't be too unemotional or unemotionally available. Like, you could be all hiding your feelings and just remaining this strong Emperor, just so that you gain or remain in control. For you, maybe this is more about control, which again talks about the Six of Coins, wanting to have that leverage over this Queen of Rods, or wanting to have this leverage in the situation. Maybe you just feel more powerful that way when you've got 4 coins and they've only got 2. Who knows? But yeah, I think that is a slight warning, and I think that is tied in more to the Devil card there, because they both remind me of Aries. So that could be your thing. It's a very sexual relationship. The Devil card showing up here could be a strong sexual attraction. However, and you may be just being completely unemotional about it. There's like no cups in here, really, apart from your hopes and fears. You could just be being really unemotional about it, and just always trying to always have the last word and be right. just to remain in control, but it might not be serving you, I don't think. Yeah. Remember to use your words wisely. And don't go too far with the whole wanting to be in control thing. So then we've got the Six of Cups, accompanied by the Nine of Wands in your hopes and fears. So you could be fearing that this is going to be a lot of work, you know, or that you could be fearing that you're going to end up getting feelings and you just don't want to. No, you're going to be putting up your defenses like, I'm not going to fall in love, like, no way. Like, I'm going to be strong. I'm not even going to try and get sentimental. I'm not going to try and do that. You know, you're fearing that eventually you're going to become familiar with this person and you're going to develop feelings, like a connection, or the fact that you actually feel a connection. You're fearing actually putting that out on the surface, because there's a defensiveness here with the Five of Swords and the Nine of Wands. Definitely some sort, and then we've got the Seven of Wands is here as well. So you're feeling quite good, like, yeah, okay, I've managed to remain in my position of control. But deep down, you do have feelings. You've got the Five of Coins with the Hierophant, and then we've got the Six of Cups in your hopes and fears. So, yeah, you feel something for this person and you're just trying your best not to show it by the looks of it. Or you don't want to get hurt, so you're just being really defensive, rather than being like free-flowing. It's more controlled. And then we've got the Ten of Coins accompanied by the Knight of Swords as your outcome. So the outcome for the month is that you do find even more stability. And that I think that you and this person will actually take this relationship to that next level. And it will come about, I believe, from conversations, maybe through talking about it with the Knight of Swords here. Maybe some quick decision will be made at the end of the month or some point during December as an outcome to all of this, where you will quite quickly just move into a relationship. So this relationship could start out quite casual, but actually there's a very deep bond, and you know it. So yeah, that was quite a long reading, but it was an interesting one. I probably could say loads more. There's probably lots more that could be said. I could go on and on and on about different aspects of the reading, but yeah, I think that's long enough. So have a really, really, really nice December. I hope that gave you some insight. If not, give me some questions down below. I'll see what I can do. Take care. Bye.